Welcome to the future of money. Come with us on this journey into the world of Bitcoin, blockchain and crypto projects. You're going to meet the trailblazers. These people have changed my life and they may very well do the same for you. Welcome back, Hard Forkers. We're joined again by Matt. Matt, good to see you, mate.
Howdy, Sean. Pleasure to be back. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no, look, good to have you. I wanted to reach out again. You're very much just a Bitcoin. What phrase shall I use here? A maxi, a trader? How should we refer to you?
Well, Tone Vays calls himself a shitcoin minimalist, and I don't mind that. So we'll go with that for now.
Look, Matt's also part of the crypto jungle, along with Blue and Leanne, who you've all seen on this channel. So, look, I'm doing my best to get as many different opinions, on here for you. It's a confusing time for many. Now, the other reason to get you back on, Matt, is at the moment I just see almost 0 point in looking at altcoin charts because it kind of looks like everything's following Bitcoin. So let's dive in and have a look at the Bitcoin chart, and then we'll throw a few ideas around.
Yeah, sounds good. You've got the wrong guy on to be looking at shitcoin charts anyway, I suppose. But
every time I jump into Tone's channel, I see you there, so I know exactly what your feelings are.
Oh, you're better on computers than I am because I don't even notice what's going on there. But all right, so let's have a look. We've got the Bitcoin charts up right now. We're looking at the daily charts. Look, it's very. I'll start here. Last time I was on your show, it was a month or so ago, and I believe it was the price of Bitcoin was around this zone right here. And I actually went back and watched half the show today from the last time I was on. And I mentioned in the show,
you're about to say, "I told you so."
Yeah, no, I wasn't banging. I wasn't along at the time, and I wasn't banging the table for. My exact words were, and this is relevant: "I'll remain bullish until, as long as I can." What was the words I used? I said, "I'll remain bullish until I have to change my mind." Mm-hmm. And for me, change of the mind, and that's not what I said. I said it much more eloquently last time, but was when this the blue line here crossed the red line in Consensio, which is the 7 exponential moving average, crosses the 30. For me, as soon as that happened here, I was fully out of all long exposure. I have remained out to this point. Okay, so with that crossing, this is a alphanumerics indicator that I've built. I've got this. This is on the market right now. I'm not it or anything like that. It's available to those in the crypto jungle. But it's been awesome. So basically, this wave here indicates on the macro time frame a bullish momentum. And as soon as that changes red, not just in Bitcoin, in all assets, in the stock market too, I will use this indicator as basically my sole indicator. When that flicks red, I'm no longer want to be that asset. So that's not to say I sold my Bitcoin up here, but I was no longer entering long swing trades looking for further upside. But the beauty of this indicator is when wave turned red, my psychology changed. I think that where most people are getting stuck, when we crashed down here and when we came back up, and still to this day, they still have a really strong, overwhelming bullish bias in whatever, if the altcoins or if they're in Bitcoin or whatever, they're still essentially bullish in their mind, and they're thinking, this is a low, this is a buy the dip. They've been programmed to think buy the dip, buy the dip. For me, this is no longer bullish. So my whole mindset is I'm not looking for bullish trades. I'm just playing it as it goes. I'm in cash and I'm waiting for to see where it plays out. Interim, I just said I'm not in any long exposure. But I have been shorting the shit out of this since this wave went red and since we had the Consensio across. And I've actually done really, really well throughout this whole period, just taking on day trades. And I've gone back to being a degenerate day trader, and I've really tried to capitalize on increasing my Bitcoin position.
What platform are you using for shorting?
I'm just going to kill screen share here for a second. Well, I'm supposed to say BYBIT, but I've been trading for a really long time, so I'm a BitMEX guy. Right. I don't think there's anything wrong with BYBIT, and I think it's great and all the affiliate links and all the rest of it. But I know how to use BitMEX, and I've been using it for so many years that I'm hesitant to change.
Yeah, I use BYBIT. If you are an experienced trader, if you want to support the channel, please use our link below. And also make sure you jump into the Crypto Jungle. As I said, Leanne and Baloo, who you've probably become familiar with, Matt's part of that group as well. So lots of different thoughts and opinions, and really that's what today's show's about. So we'll come back to the chart in a moment, but what percentage are you in a hodl position on, what percentage do you trade, and do you see any sort of logic in splitting those two?
Yeah, I have 3 different accounts that I have. I have my long-term hodl position, which is offline in a Nano S ledger, locked away somewhere safe.
Yep.
Then I have a decent size in my swing trade accounts, and then I have a small amount in a day trading account, which I call my fire account. That and I'm constantly pulling money out of those accounts and then moving them down the chain. So
yep.
if my fire account gets over 2 Bitcoin or something in it, I'll take some out. And I've really gone back to day trading, to be honest. While the market is so uncertain, but we're still seeing a great volatility, which is excellent for day trading. So
yep.
I've really I've just become a day trader again, and I've been doing quite well, just pulling more out. But the idea is just to stack more Bitcoin. If you become proficient at day trading, especially on BYBIT or BitMEX or whatever you might use, it's a great way to just increase your Bitcoin position without having to actually purchase more Bitcoin. I haven't actually bought any Bitcoin for a long, long time because I've been able to really, really maximize on that. And I just want to say, that what I said before is really important. If you're really a perma bull, so to speak, you're going into some rough times here, where there's no way to know how low this is going to go. And I'm definitely of the mindset that it's quite the inverse of the last time I was on this show, where I'm a bear now until proven otherwise. And there's plenty of reason to remain bullish long term. I'm still fundamentally completely sure of Bitcoin long term, but I'm not looking at adding more of my own money back into Bitcoin right now. There's time for that, and it's probably not now.
Okay, well, we'll throw a few numbers around in a moment, but look, I do agree with what you say there. From a psychological point of view, I don't really like trading an asset that I don't fundamentally believe in. Of course, you can trade something that you think's a piece of crap and you're shorting it, etc. But for me, just find the mental stability is a bit easier where, I am confident in Bitcoin and Ethereum long term. I've got hodl positions in those. And for me, it just makes it easier to go in there and day trade, a percentage of my holdings in assets that I actually believe in. I managed to remove emotion from those trades, which is where a lot of people go wrong. When you're talking about that perma, well, of course it's going to go back up. We've had the Indianapolis 500 today, just finished a few hours ago. We had a Bitcoin car screaming around the track there. I think they might have come in 5th and 8th. The 2 guys involved in that team. It's a wonderful story, the Bitcoin community.
Yeah, sensational.
Yeah, it is. It's So look, the fundamentals. I don't think we need to sort of rehash too much there. I know we're both believers in, both of us in Bitcoin, me also in Ethereum. But they're strong. They're very, very strong. But can we bring that chart back up, and for maybe some day traders out there, just throw a few numbers around and give us your thoughts on. Sure. Obviously, we're not live here, so I don't want to sort of put out information that may well be different in an hour. But we'll factor that into our thinking with where we think we're going here.
Yeah, sure.
So that's what sort fine, of what you talk us through your trading strategies here over the previous couple of weeks, and what you're thinking moving forward.
All right, well, we'll go to the 4-hour time frame. I spend most of the day in the 4-hour time frame, but you can see with this indicator, while the wave is green, you always want to be buying with a retest of the green wave. So all of these times that we've come back down, while the wave is green, you can see going back. These are all great buys, okay, from all the way through here. And then the red diamonds are where I would be looking to trim out of these trades. The perfect signal is a green diamond inside the green wave. That's where I made this indicator a few months ago just to it just encapsulate everything that I look for as a trader and to make it more visually easy to understand. And Bitcoin right now, and all your other altcoins, they are looking terrible right now. We've got the red wave down here, but I mean, like we've got death crosses on death crosses on death crosses. But I mean, the fact is, tomorrow is the start of a new monthly candle, and if we are starting that month below 33, whatever, 3333, this is really, really poor. And it's nothing but fresh air down here. So a lot of people are saying, 20,000 is a great buy, and all of that sort of stuff. It sounds like a better buy to me.
Really?
But I'm not. Yeah. I mean, why 20? Just because it was the last previous high? I mean, that makes sense, but everybody's expecting that. It'll either never get there or it'll blow right through it, is from what I've seen. One thing I will mention, Sean, is for guys like you and I who have been in the space for a really long time, you'll notice that we're fine with this, because all of our Bitcoin or all of our altcoins, if it were purchased at such a lower price than they currently are. We've seen this before. We've been through this, and we're kind of immune to this. In my case, I don't even mind what the price is doing. All I'm thinking is go into a bit of a hibernation. Don't put yourself in any really long exposure. Wait for the market to turn around and re-enter, and then ride the next wave up. It's great. The lower we come, the higher we go on the next rally. So, I mean, if this comes right down here, all the moving averages will come down. But then, essentially, they'll cross again at one point, whether it's a few months, a year, whatever later. And then you've got a perfect opportunity to ride the next wave up and have great gains the way that we had before. So don't stress. If you're in all your altcoins and you're bought at the top and that, you're going to get burnt the same way that a lot of us got burnt in 2018 or whatever. So it's your turn to go through the grinder. But I think you'll be fine long term. Learn from your mistakes and just move from there.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll have you back on in the future. But you think what am I hearing there? We could go down to 15 in your opinion.
It doesn't. I don't know. We could reverse from here. We can keep going up. It doesn't matter. I don't even care. I don't care. And I think that's the way you got to be in your mind is try and eliminate those speculative guesses and just play the hand that you're dealt. If we go down to 15 or 10, I'll be a buyer at those points. But if we never go lower, if the low's in, great. The whole market will recover. All your moving averages will start moving up. The wave will turn green again, and we're back off. And we can move up onwards and upwards. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter unless you're in a hole. And if you are in a hole, why are you in a hole? You've broken the rule 1 of investing more than you could afford to lose. It's on you at that point. Learn from that. And eventually you'll all become Bitcoiners anyway. So just wait for that.
I thought you might try and get that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, mate, I was a Bitcoin maxi for a good number of years. I've taken the time to understand Ethereum over the last year. I'm excited about what's happening there. I think the DeFi space is massive. Blockchain gaming. I must have written 20, 30 articles on Lightning, which just seems to be taking forever to arrive. So, we will see innovation. It looks like Taproot is nearly there to launch. I like the fact that all this money that's been raised for the IndyCar team, 70% of it's all coming from the Bitcoin community. This guy called Jack Mallers. Shout out to Jack, someone I've admired for a long time. This is really community driven. Not that I'm salty, but actually getting funding out of the Bitcoin community after putting my own in to make content for 4 years was nigh on impossible. So great to see they've thrown it in motor racing.
But
the exposure from that's huge. It's good to see sort of that community feel is still there. I mean, that's the problem with Bitcoin. It's the tragedy of the commons. There's no marketing department. There's no one. You're not really rewarded for trumpeting Bitcoin. Obviously, if you hold a lot of it, there's the incentive to do that. I'm slowly sort of building my position back up. But as I say, Matt, I'm Ethereum. I've still got a decent hodl position there as well. Maybe one day I can convince you to get some of that.
Oh, I mean, if it's I was probably wrong about staying away from a lot of altcoins during the run up because they made tremendous money. But I was making good money, and I'm still making good money, and I think it's all you need if you're thinking about investing and trading and whatever like that. It's a lot of work, you know.
Mm.
And the further you're spread, I think the more you got to be better. The better you got to be, you know.
Very true. So, any sort of final thoughts for, we've got a bit of a mixed community here. It's I'd say about half of them are still really sort of trying to understand the space and get up to speed. We do a lot of fundamentals on the show, but there's also definitely some hardcore traders that do follow us. So any sort of parting thoughts for people that are trading the market short term or specifically Bitcoin?
Yeah, sure. I mean, long term, you're fine with Bitcoin, absolutely. So if you wanted to start dollar cost averaging in at these prices, it might be fine. A bit lower, even better. Don't stress about Bitcoin. We're looking good long term. Zoom out and see how far we've come in a year. We're still tremendously in a positive territory, and if we drop back down, so what? Who cares? But the main thing that I really want to impress on people is the markets. They ebb and flow, and they'll tell you what's going to happen. And when it all starts to come around again, there's a lot of people saying about on the on-chain metrics that there's no new money coming in and all this sort of stuff. That'll come in like wildfire when this thing takes off again, and we're just going dormant. And for the us Southerners down here, we're going into winter, so just stay warm. And
it looks very cold where you are, mate. And I can assure you it is where I am at the moment.
Oh, yeah. You're in New Zealand.
I don't think we've got a long, cold crypto winter here. I've been through one, and my God, I literally launched this YouTube channel right at the start of the bear market. So
perfect.
I've done some hard yards, fella.
No. I don't see another 4 years of downtrend before we kick up again. But who knows? Just be ready for either way, and don't be the guy who lets it go all the way down to 20, and you're waiting for 10. And then it goes back to 100, and you still didn't buy because you were waiting for it to get back down to 10. Yeah. You never know when it's going to spike. Be vigilant because it's Bitcoin.
I think the spike will happen fast. We literally were attacked from every possible angle here. It appears like we've had some Chinese miners selling. We've had the market got shaken up big time. The talk of banning people trading Bitcoin out of Hong Kong, where you know how much action happens out of that place. People are nervous, but I don't doubt for a second that we're going to see an influx of big institutional money. It's just up to you whether you freak out here and maybe give up some of those coins to the bigger players at the moment. If you can afford to hang on to them, I'm not selling. In fact, I'm buying. I increased my both my Bitcoin and Ethereum position today. And as you say, it's not going to. If it does drop down into the 20s, possibly lower, I don't think it will. I don't think it'll go lower than 20. That would amaze me. But look, I'm a buyer at all these prices.
Definitely. Yeah. No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter to me long term because they'll all be good buys at one point. Yeah. The same way when you were buying at 12 and then when somebody bought at 12 and they thought they were stupid because we dropped back down to 3 and then it came back up to 65. All those buys at 12 were good. Remember a few months ago when any time that you had bought Bitcoin ever in the history of Bitcoin was a good buy. Yeah. That'll happen again at one point, but it might not be for a while, but just learn those lessons. Yeah. It's a good investment long term. Yep. No doubt about it.
Excellent. Okay, people. Well, listen, Matt, thanks very much for jumping on last minute here with us today. Just wanted to get a short video out for the community. We'll be live on Wednesday with Baloo. You're more than welcome to join us for that as well if you like, mate.
No, he's a much better speaker than I am, so you're better off with Baloo than me.
I think you've done well today, mate. As I think it's fantastic for an audience to hear, as many different opinions as possible. It perturbs me slightly at the moment that we're seeing, the YouTube influencers are all starting to sling shit at each other. There's a lot of fun from outside of the industry, fun from inside, and everyone's panicking a bit here. And in my experience, that's where we all get surprised and things turn dramatically in the other direction. So I'll leave you with that thought because I think
if I could give your viewers one word of advice, turn off Twitter and stop watching crazy YouTube videos. I don't even follow fundamental Bitcoin analysis. I saw that the IndyCar, but you just mentioned before about Hong Kong and China and that sort of stuff. I have no idea about any of that stuff. It has I don't follow any. I don't follow any of it. I couldn't care less about any news stories that are going on in Bitcoin. Just look at the charts and then when the charts don't say what I want them to say, just turn them off.
Look, there you go, man. Another
comfortable.
reason to have you on the channel, because I'm much more, I base my investments primarily on the fundamentals. Obviously, at the moment, I'm seeing some great swing trade opportunities. So I'm looking at every chart I can come across and talking to as many people. So it's been fantastic to get your opinions there. I'll take them on board, Matt.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much, mate.
Okay, it's been great having you back here. You're welcome anytime. As I say, people, Leanne, Baloo, and Matt are all in the same group. I think they're all fantastic people. Jump in there and check it out. See if it's for you. And if you are an experienced trader and you want to support the channel, experienced traders, use my BYBIT link. There you go. There's my shill for the day. Okay, thanks everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow. And thank you very much, Matt. Cheers, fella.
Thanks, mate.